Hey there, this is LaQuita with QuitabugHandmaids.com, and thank you so much for joining me today. I am so excited to share my Club Quitabug June free card kit with you guys, but before we get into that, I want to announce some fun changes that I've made to Club Quitabug, and many of these changes have been made with you guys in mind, so I'm really excited and I think you're going to enjoy these new changes. So I've decided to start offering Club Quitabug Double Feature Edition. So what that means is instead of featuring one stamp set a month, I'm going to start featuring two because I want to give you guys the opportunity to experience more product in our catalogs. So in order to do that, I really needed to step up Club Quitabug just a little bit, but I think you're going to really enjoy it. So everything about the club, for the most part, remains the same. So some of the things that will change with the double feature edition is that I'll be featuring two stamp sets a month. The first set will be featured the 1st through the 15th of the month, and then the second stamp set will be featured the 16th through the 30th or the 31st, depending on how many days there are in the month. The ordering minimum will still be the same, just like any other month. It's a minimum $35 purchase in my online Stampin' Up! Store, and that qualifies you to get the free card kit from me, but make sure that you use the hostess code. So I'll always let you know what the current hostess code is, and be sure that you use that code when you place your order, because that's going to be what tells me that you're participating in Club Quitabug and you're wanting to receive the free card kit from me. So in addition to having two featured stamp sets a month, which I think is just so awesome, I'm going to also start switching things up. Sometimes we'll have cards and a 3D project, or we might just have cards, or we might have all 3D projects for one of the featured stamp sets. So I'm just going to kind of change it up, do some fun things, and just really revamp what I'm doing with Club Quitabug, and I'm really excited about that. Alright, so enough talking. Let's go ahead and jump right into this month's first feature, which is the Birthday Blossoms stamp set. Alright, so let's take a look at some of the main supplies for this first feature of my June Club Quitabug. So as I mentioned earlier, the stamp set for the first feature is Birthday Blossoms. Really great set, and you can do more with it than it might appear just by looking at it. So we're using this set, and I'm using the red rubber stamp set, but it's also available in wood mount. You're going to need the Pansy punch. This punch coordinates with the stamp set because we're going to be punching out this image right here, so you'll definitely want to make sure you have the punch. I'm also going to use my clear Wink of Stella for one of the projects. Ooh, and I can see here, it looks like I'm almost out. I better get another one of these. Okay, and then you'll also need, you guys are going to love the featured colors, Basic Black, Archival Ink, Bermuda Bay, Berry Burst, one of our new 2017-2019 in colors. Love this color. And then look at this, Lemon Lime Twist, another one of our new in colors. This color combination, you guys, is amazing together. Wait till you see the projects. All right, so let's take a look at the cards in this first free card kit. Love it. Okay, so remember, none of the projects come pre-stamped for you. That's why you need the stamp set. So don't expect anything to be stamped. It won't be. You will need to purchase the stamp set if you want to make them exactly as I'm going to show you. So this is the first card. I absolutely love this card. So it says, have a beautiful birthday, and I love Lemon Lime Twist with Basic Black. I mean, it just looks amazing together. And then that little pop with the silver, and then you have this Bermuda Bay in the center. I love this. So cute. So that's card number one. And then look at card number two, you guys. I love this card, and I love here, on this card, this is where we're going to use the Wink of Stella. So I love how that Wink of Stella looks with the Bermuda Bay, and not coloring in the entire flower, just kind of fanning out a little bit of color. It just goes a long way. And then the white perfect accents are the perfect little embellishment. They add just that little something. And you've got that little sparkle from the Wink of Stella. Love this card. And then of course we've got some Berry Burst ribbon here. And then here is card number three. I absolutely love this one as well. It looks really complicated, but it's actually easier than it might seem. So got some fun tips on how to save designer paper on this one when we get to it, and also how to cut out your flowers, punch them out easier. So a little tip when we get to that card as well. All right, so let's go ahead and get started making these cards. But when you get your kit from me, this is how it's going to look. Let me just go over this really quickly. So I have everything nice and organized for you, and I have the cards in order of card number 1, 2, and 3. And you will receive a strip of white perfect accents in your kit. So you've got actually more than you need, but I just went ahead and gave everyone, or will give everyone, a strip in your kit. And then also there are envelopes. You've got 3 Whisper White envelopes. You can decorate these, stamp these up, never give a naked envelope. And then club members also receive a full color PDF with all of the measurements for each project, as well as all of the supplies, so that you can remake them over and over if you would like. And I just want to point out my new logo. I absolutely love my new Club Quitabug logo. So cute. I'm really excited about that. Okay, anyways, that's enough of that. Let's go ahead and get started, and we're gonna make card number 1. All right, so I have got my materials here for card number 1, and what we want to go ahead and do is you're going to need this. You've got this quarter sheet of Whisper White. We're going to use this on this card and also card number 3, and then you're going to go ahead and take out this stitched circle that I've already die cut for you in Whisper White, and we're going to need the Lemon Lime Twist, the Bermuda Bay, and the Basic Black. And let's go ahead and start with we can start with the Bermuda Bay, I guess. No, let's start with the Lemon Lime Twist. And we're gonna start by stamping this flower. So we're not actually punching the flower out, and I'll tell you in a little while why I have that dot there. And excuse my block, it is quite a mess. I need to clean it off, but we'll do that later. All right, so let's go ahead and stamp this flower right in the center of our circle. Okay, just like that. Love how this Lemon Lime Twist looks. Such a pretty color. And then you'll wanna, I've got my Stampin' Scrub over here off to the side. You'll wanna go ahead and clean that off so that we can stamp now in Bermuda Bay. And we're going to stamp in Bermuda Bay on this piece. Go ahead and stamp it the same direction. So just stamp down just like that, and we're actually going to cut the center out of this flower. So let me get my snips and just get in there and just cut that little center piece out. All right, so once you've got that little center piece cut out, I'm just going to add a glue dot on the back. You could use liquid glue if you'd prefer, and just figure out where you want to lay that in the center of your flower. Let's see, where do I want this? I'll just do it like that. Okay, once you have it where you want it, just go ahead and give that a press, and then you can take out your white perfect accents. As I said, you will get a little strip in your kit that looks like this, but I'm going to go ahead and use my own here, and I'm going to use one of these little ones. Actually, I'm just going to pick it up. These work better when you pick them up, and just pop one in the center. Just slide that over. There we go. Okay, and so now that is all ready to go. All right, so what I want to do now is I'm just going to bring in my piece of Lemon Lime Twist, and I want to go ahead and add my Basic Black to the top, and I've gone ahead and embossed this piece for you using the Petal Burst embossing folder, and I'm just going to add adhesive on the ends and then also in the center, and then we can just center this up, and you want to center it towards the top, leaving an even border on the top and the left and the right. I think that looks even. Okay, give it a press. And now we're gonna bring in the Basic Black, and we're gonna stamp the Have a Beautiful Birthday sentiment. So I'm just gonna ink this up. Remember, twist, twist, tap, tap when you're working with the Basic Black. There we go. Alrighty. So I'm just going to stamp this right here. Looks good. Perfect. Okay. Okay, so now in your kit, you've got a string here of basic black baker's twine. I'm just gonna run my scissors down it just to take those kinks out. And then what we wanna do is just flip this layer over, add a little fast fuse or whatever your adhesive of choice is, and just stick that twine, stick it right in there. Let's see, is that where I want it? No. Move it down a little bit. Okay. And then just wrap it around. And I didn't put adhesive there. Okay, wrap it around, stick it down, give it a trim there. Make sure this looks good. Okay, actually that looks pretty good. Then you've got this little bit left. Go ahead and double that over. And then you just want to put your scissors right in there and snip. So now you've got 2 strands here of the baker's twine, and I'm going to actually turn this upside down. Sometimes this works better to tie a bow. And I'm just going to loop these 2 strings underneath and make myself a bow. Very simple bow. Okay, just like that. Turn it around. Then you can just adjust from here. Pull these tails to get your loops exactly how you want them. Ooh, it worked better in the video. Okay, that looks good. Okay, I think that looks good, and then I'll cut that down in a minute. So now we're gonna go ahead and add our flower here to our metallic foil doily. Just adhere that down. Okay, and then flip that over, and let's add some dimensionals to the back of that. I'm just gonna do 3, I think. That should do it. Okay. Alrighty, and now, you know what? Before I add that on, I want to go ahead and put this on my card base. Okay, so let's go ahead and put some fast fuse on the back of this layer, and let's go ahead and adhere this down. That'll be easier. Okay, so you've got some Whisper White Thick for your card base, and all of the measurements for these projects, as I said, are on the PDF that club members receive. Another perk of being a club member. Okay, so now we can add our little flower here. I think I want it right here. So just give that a press. And now I'll trim up my tails here, just like that. And then we'll go ahead and give this a crease with the bone folder. All right, and there we go. That finishes up card number 1. Really quick, really easy, and this card just has a lot of pop and wow. I love this card. So let me just bring in the original, and there we go. Okay, so let's go on to card number 2. All right, so I've got my supplies for card number 2. We're gonna go ahead and start with this little Whisper White square here, and let's bring in the basic black archival ink, and we're gonna stamp the little cluster of flowers, and you'll actually probably want some scratch paper. So twist, twist, tap, tap. I might go off the edge just a little bit. I want this in the top left-hand corner. Okay, that looks good. Then we'll go ahead and stamp the sentiment, the best day ever. Again, in the basic black. I'm gonna move this out of the way. Right about here in the bottom right. Okay, that looks good, and we're actually finished with the basic black. All right, so for this next part, you're gonna wanna make sure that your basic black is dry because it can bleed on your project since we're gonna be coloring in those flowers with our Wink of Stella. So let's bring in the Bermuda Bay. Now we wanna get some ink here on the lid so that we can pick up some color. All you have to do is squeeze your ink pad a little bit, and there you go. It'll pick up, and you've got a little palette right here built in. So take out your Wink of Stella. Be very careful when you squeeze to bring the glitter down, because sometimes if you squeeze too hard, a big blop of glitter will fall onto your project. That happened to me, so I know from experience. So just start picking up a little bit of that ink, and you don't want it too dark, so I'm just kind of brushing it off a little bit on that scratch paper. And then we're not going to color in the entire flower, just a little bit to add a little interest, and then just go through and do them all. And I love the way this looks, and I'm not even trying to be careful. I don't mind if it goes out of the lines of the flower. That doesn't bother me. It doesn't have to be perfect. I want it to look very much so random. I think that looks nice. So I'm just kind of quickly going through here and brushing off here and there just to make sure it's not too dark. I don't want it too dark. Just a little color. And then one last one. Okay, there we go. And then I'll wipe this clean. Okay, and finish with that, and go ahead and close your Bermuda Bay. We're finished with that. And then let me just give you a close-up look here at how that looks. I love how that looks. So pretty, okay? So now that's essentially it for this card. Now we can start kind of assembling all the pieces. So let's start with this piece here. So we've got some of the Fresh Floral Designer Series paper. So we're just going to add that onto a piece of basic black, put it across the center, line it up end to end. There we go. And then add a little bit of adhesive to the back, and then you'll want to take your Berry Burst ribbon and just stick it down in that adhesive. And I see this kind of overhangs a little. Let me clip this off really fast. There we go. And then just wrap your ribbon around across the center. Okay, just like that. And then snip off the extra because we're going to use that to tie a little knot on our project. So now we can go ahead and add some more adhesive. There we go. And we'll just add this across the center. And actually I want it kind of towards the bottom, right about here. Just leaving about, I guess a ½ inch from the bottom. Let me line this up again. Oh, come on. Come on, come on, come on. There we go. Just line this up one more time. Right about there. There we go, that's better. Okay, so that's all lined up. Now we can go ahead and adhere our Whisper White square onto our basic black scalloped square, which I die cut for you. And just center that on. Okay, flip that over, give it a press. And I'm gonna go ahead and also add some dimensionals on the back of here, and I think I'm gonna do 5. That should be good. There we go. And now let's take that extra piece of the, or that leftover piece of the Berry Burst. Actually, I'm going to come in from the top. Sometimes that makes a difference. Okay. And then we'll just slip that under, pull it through, and just make a very simple knot. Easy, easy, easy. Okay. just like that. Then I'm going to bring in my good scissors and give that a nice little trim. There we go. Okay, and so now we can go ahead and take the backings off of these dimensionals. And then I want to add this, not quite centered. I want to leave a little space on the right side and push this up because I want to see some of that designer paper from the bottom as well. So right about there looks good. And then we can press that down. Okay, there we go. All right, and so then again, I'm gonna bring in the white perfect accents and just add, I'm gonna add a medium-sized one right here. Then I'll add a small one in the center right there. Let's do another one right here, and then we'll do one up here at the top right there. And then now I've got my bone folder. I'm just going to go ahead and fold that over, give it a nice crease, and there you go. That finishes up card number 2. Again, love this card. I just love the coloring with the wink of Stella, and it's just so smooth to use it to color. So I've got my original, and now let's go ahead and go on to card number 3, our last card. All right, so I've got my supplies here for card number 3. You're also going to want to get that piece of Whisper White scratch paper back out because we're gonna need that. And then you'll also need, let's see, will you need scratch paper for this? Yeah, we're gonna do a little stamping off the edge on our tag here. So let's go ahead and we'll start with the stamping on this little tag. So what I want to do is bring in the Lemon Lime Twist, and we're going to stamp the leaf image. We're going to stamp it 4 times here. So I'm going to start by stamping it right about, I guess right about there looks good. Okay, then I'm going to ink it up and stamp it kind of going off the edge right here. Okay, ink it up again, and then you want to rotate it and stamp it sort of going off the edge here, and then ink it one more time, rotate, and we're going to stamp it going off the edge a little bit here. Okay, so just like that. So that's done. And we're finished with the Lemon Lime Twist. All right, so now we're going to set these pieces aside and bring in your card base. We're gonna do a little bit of stamping, and actually, well, go ahead and just do it like this. And we're gonna start with the Berry Burst, and we're gonna go ahead and stamp the cluster of flowers. We're gonna do a little tone on tone here. So ink that up. And we just want to get some of these flowers going around this lower edge. So I'm going to stamp right there, and it might go off the edge a little bit. That's okay. Then I'm going to ink up this little corner piece. Stamp right there. Okay, ink up again. Rotate, let's see. I'm going to get some flowers here. Okay, that looks good. And now I want to go ahead and actually fold my card base over. Give it a nice crease here. There we go. And I want to get a little bit right here. Let's see. Just like that. Perfect. Okay, so now we've got the bottom of our card base decorated. I love how that tone on tone stamping looks. All right, so we can move our card base out of the way. Keep your scratch paper for one more second here, and we're gonna bring our flower back. Now you're gonna notice on this filthy block that I've got my flower image, and then I've got a little black dot there at the top. I've done that so that I know how to line up my stamp so that I can punch out easily with this pansy punch, because it can be kind of difficult to line it up. So the way you find out where to put that dot is if you look at the stamp, there's one petal that has a straight edge to it. The right side has a straight piece on it. That petal needs to be down at the bottom right, and then the petal that's directly at the top, that's the one where you put the dot, and that's how you want to stamp this stamp every single time so that it lines up when you go to punch it out. So I'm going to stamp this in the Berry Burst. I hope that made sense. Stamp off and then stamp on. So I'm stamping with that dot at the top. Okay. Now I'm going to stamp in the Berry Burst again. Move this out of my way. But I'm going to stamp this time full strength with that dot at the top, and then put this away. All right, so I cleaned off my stamp. I'm going to bring in my Bermuda Bay, and with the dot at the top, I'm going to ink that up and stamp again. Okay, just like that. There we go. Now we can put that away. And now we can bring that pansy punch in and just line it up. Oops, it should line up very easily. There we go. Just tilt it slightly to the left and it should line up perfectly. And then all you have to do is punch. See? Handy little trick. So just tilt it slightly to the left. Just line that up better. And punch. Same thing for this one. Slightly to the left. And punch. Okay, there we go. All right, so I've got my white perfect accents back. I'm gonna put a medium sized one here. So I've just got a medium sized perfect accent there in the center of that flower. I'm gonna do another one in the center of this flower. And then I'll do one of the large ones in the center of the Bermuda Bay. Okay, there we go. All right, so those are ready. Now we just need to stamp the happy birthday sentiment in the basic black. So we're using this happy birthday, so just ink that up. Okay, and then just stamp that right here in the center, that little opening that we left. Perfect. All right, so now what we want to do is in your kit, you've got a piece of the Color Theory Designer Series paper. On the other side, there's a little ombre effect. You could use either side. All you need to do is take your scissors, and this doesn't have to be done straight, and just cut up the middle. And what we're going to do, this is a great paper saving tip, is we are just going to, let me get the straight side. We're just going to line this up and adhere it down behind this panel. And then by doing it this way, we don't have to use an entire piece of designer paper to go behind. We're just using a little piece and kind of stretching our supplies. So it really helps you to save on paper. So let's go ahead and add a little bit of adhesive right here down both sides. And then just line that up. Decide how much you want showing and line it up. Okay, there we go. Then we'll do the same thing over here and just make sure you've got the straight edge here on the outside. Okay, let me see. Try to do the same amount on both sides. I think that looks good. Okay, so now we've got that. And then we can just add a little fast fuse here on the back of this and add this to the front of our card. So I'm just going to put this right up to the top, center it up, give it a press. Okay, and now we can start adding our flowers. So let's see. I want the stamped off flower up here at the top, Bermuda Bay. It's going to go over here on the left and then berry burst here on the right. So just like that. Just take off those backings. Okay, add that down. I'm going to add the Bermuda Bay first. Okay, add that down. And then let's see. These two might overlap just a little bit, and that's okay. Yep, I'll add it down right there. And then just kind of fluff these, fluff up your petals, pull them up a little bit. Okay, that looks cute, and we're almost finished. And again, with your scissors, just take your basic black baker's twine, run those scissors across to get those kinks out, and then we're just going to tie a very basic bow. We're going to add this on. So pull the tails, get your loops how you want them, and then we're going to just add this. And just add this on right here beneath the sentiment. So let's see. I think I'm going to put it kind of off to the side like that. So I'll just take my glue dots, and I've just used my scissors to fold that glue dot over. So I'm just going to take that and add that little folded glue dot. Oh, right about there. Looks good. Just stick that baker's twine right in there. If you've got any glue dots showing, just push it behind that twine so you can't see it. Okay, there we go. All right, so the last step here is to just trim down these tails a little bit. I think that looks good. We'll stop there. And there we go. That finishes up card number 3. So let me just bring in my original. And we're all finished. All right, so I hope that you guys have enjoyed this first feature of my June Club Quitabug. I love these cards. I love these colors. I think the cards are gorgeous, and I think that you guys are going to really enjoy them. So again, remember, this first feature is for the Birthday Blossoms stamp set. All you have to do to be a club member is minimum $35 purchase before shipping and tax in my online Stampin' Up! Store. Be sure to use this hostess code. And remember, this is the first feature for June. This kit is only available until June 15th. After June 15th, this kit will no longer be available because June 16th, the new kit will be revealed. Okay, so you only have until June 15th to make a minimum purchase in my online Stampin' Up! Store and receive this as your free card kit for the month of June. Okay? All right, so thank you guys so much. If you have any questions about Club Quitabug, just click the link below this video in the description notes. That'll take you over to my blog post for today where I have all the details about Club Quitabug and the double feature edition. So I hope that you guys have enjoyed this, and I hope you're excited about my double feature edition. So thanks so much, and I'll see you again very soon. Bye now.